So I mentioned you're going to find out about Life Force. So I would like to welcome up a leader in our company. And I would submit that he's not just a leader in our company. He's a leader amongst people. He lives by example. He comes from a corporate background. He's a professor of economics. He's highly skilled, risen to the top in the mainstream corporate world. His experience is vast. He's very generous with his time, his knowledge, and his commitment to our community. He comes to us as a very wealthy, successful person. Look, this person I'm going to introduce you to doesn't need to work another day of his life. If he doesn't want to. Picture yourself. Would you like to be in that situation? Anyone? Yeah. So, I would like you to put your hands together and give a very warm welcome for Michael Jude.
Thank you all. It's such a pleasure to be back on the Gold Coast. My wife and I, well, is it okay if I tell you a little bit about myself? Yeah, my wife and I met in the Southern Hemisphere 20 years ago. We've had a home on the Gold Coast for many, many years, a decade at least, so I feel like it's home, and it's good to be here. As Cliff said, I have had a varied background, and the funny thing is, if you had told me 20 years ago that I would be doing what I'm doing now, I would have said, no way. I said, what is this, a bad joke, right? But the truth is, when I found out about this industry called network marketing, and this company called Life Force International, I couldn't sleep. I was so excited that I actually sat up in bed and said, this is it, I found it. I feel like those gold miners, you know, out in WA or over here in Queensland, where they find the gold and they go, yeah, this is it, I found the gold mine. And I did. You see, in those days, after I met my wife, Krista, we were traveling around and we were like a lot of newlyweds. We were out of money, kind of, not out of luck, but out of clues. Look, love is great, and we say money doesn't make it all happen, and very much still in love, but that lack of money created stress in our relationship. Anybody relate to that? The lack of money, limiting our options, where we could live, what we could eat, what we could do, all of it. And we refused to get standard jobs. We were over that. We realized that being relatively young, we weren't going to sell the rest of our lives. We weren't going to sell our future. We weren't going to enter into that wage slave thing and just rent off our time. It made no sense, and it still doesn't. But we were very fortunate because somebody invited us to a meeting just like this, and we found out about network marketing. And we found out about Life Force International. And what we found is that this is the most ethical, most fair, most generous, most freedom, abundance-loving place to possibly spend the rest of our lives. So we're here, we've been here almost 20 years, and we love it. Wouldn't be anywhere else. Cliff introduced me as a very wealthy man, it's true. My wife and I, we make an extraordinary amount of money. We could have retired many, many, many years ago, a decade ago, and yet we're still here. We're still here because we love it. We love the vision of this company. See, this company is all about people. It's a people company. It's all about freedom and abundance and options and choice, empowering human potential. That's what it's all about, and that's what we're about. My experience is that most people we run into, they're about that too. Given the choice, given the resources, given the ability to choose what they want to do, most people will choose for freedom and contribution. See, Life Force is an interesting company because it didn't start out as a network marketing company. It didn't start out, well, you know, let's put this company together and we'll find some good products and we'll go make a lot of money. It didn't start like that. It started with the love of a man for his wife. The owners, Jerry and Wayne Hillman, were in love, they were young, and Jerry was stricken. She was stricken with what today we would call a combination of fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue. In those days, they didn't even have a name for it. This is 30, 35 years ago. The doctors basically said, we don't know what to do. Take her home. Make her comfortable. Wayne was not going to let that be the end. Wayne had remembered some research around sea vegetation and other natural ingredients. They formulated a product. Jerry had a recovery. Within 3 months, she was back. Now that's a beautiful story, and it's a beautiful beginning. But I just want to tell you what they did. They said, this is too good. We can't keep this to ourselves. So they started putting the product out to the public through doctors, healthcare providers, and other licensed practitioners. They did that for about 15 years. So if you wanted our products, you had to go to a licensed practitioner. That's how safe they are, and that's how effective they are, right? Thousands and thousands of doctors and healthcare practitioners using and recommending our products. Well, about 15 years ago, they decided they wanted to get it out to a bigger audience. And they had such integrity and such high ethics and such a bold vision. They said, we're going to get it out to as many people as possible and as quickly as possible, and we're going to use network marketing as our vehicle. And since then, it's taken off. It's a worldwide phenomenon. So the company, you know, no company's perfect, right? Anybody know a perfect company? No, I don't know any. Every company makes mistakes. But what I look for as a business person is, what do they do about it? Yeah? I have people in my life that make mistakes, right? Anybody know any perfect people? Other than yourself? No, of course not. We all make mistakes. The question of integrity and character is, what do we do about it? What do we do about those mistakes? And what I've seen is this company every single time has done the right thing. They have done the right thing by us and by their vision. And the vision's a bold one. The vision is empowering human potential, empowering us to have better lives, more fulfilled, more satisfying, lives of abundance and freedom. So folks, I would encourage you to look in your life and look and see, what are my vehicles? What do I have that can give me radiant health and financial abundance and great relationships and the ability to work and make a difference? My work makes a difference. Look for yourself. And if any of that can use a little bit of improvement, for a lot of people it's going to be finances, for a lot of people it's going to be in the health area, then I invite you to look very carefully at what we have here. Because see, this company is committed to excellence. The vision of this company is powerful, it's strong, it's powerful. It's changing the world. It's changing the world. I don't know about you, but I want to be part of something bigger than me. I mean, I love having nice things, I love my family, I love the things I do, and yet there's more. Have you ever gotten something and you really want it, and you get it and you go, is that all there is? A raise or a new position or a new toy, and is that all there is? Anybody experience that? Yeah, and I have too. What I know is the only way that I can find something that's going to keep me inspired and keep me going is to find something bigger than myself, find a vision that's bigger than me. Now, I don't know anybody that's committed to world war. I think everybody's committed to world peace, right? Anybody not committed to world peace? Yeah, we all are. And yet, what can I do about that? Well, I can conduct my life in a peaceful way. But let's get down to, what can I do today? Well, a wise man once shared with me, he said, Michael, Jude, if you have an empty plate, you're a burden on the community. Get that? If I have an empty plate, I'm a burden on the community. He said, if you have a full plate, you can feed the community. See, I take it as my mission. I call it my spiritual mission, to be a wealthy man, grounded in integrity and ethics, so I can have a full plate and feed communities. Now, I'd invite you to look for yourself. Is that something that resonates with you? Do you want to have something that you can take care of yourself and your family and have some experience and some resources and time and contribute to the world? Because if that's what you're about, if you want that, then this is the right place to be. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you coming here, and Cliff, back over to you.